Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
All through the Old Testament, we read about battles. Yesterday, we talked about the first battle that Israelites faced after they left Egypt. They had seen what God had done at the Red Sea, rescuing them from Pharaoh and his army of chariots and horses. And Moses had declared in his song that the Lord had triumphed gloriously, that he is a warrior, that the majestic power of his hand had shattered the enemy. In other words, he was saying, "You ain't seen nothing yet. Look at what our God did with one hand tied behind his back." The Lord had provided water and food for all of them, despite their grumblings, and guided them with a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire, a tangible proof of his leadership. Then in Exodus 17, the Amalekites showed up with obvious hostile intentions. Moses sent Joshua to be in charge of the army to fight their enemies, while he, Aaron, and Hur held up a staff on the top of the hill overlooking the battle. As long as Moses held up his hands, the Israelites were winning. But whenever he lowered his hands, the Amalekites prevailed. This battle was outwardly fought in a physical realm. But think about it from the spiritual side. Satan knew God's promises to Israel, and he wanted to foil God's plans. He knew that if they made it to the promised land and got established, the Messiah would eventually come along. What better time to stop them than when Israel was fresh out of Egypt, former slaves, not warriors? So he sent the Amalekites to wipe them out. Only God wasn't about to let that happen. They were God's people. Therefore, it was his battle. And if you are God's child, your battles are his battles too, whether physical or spiritual. Not many of us end up in physical hand-to-hand combat, unless, of course, you're in a situation like the Karate Kid or something. But our battles can be financial hurdles, relationship problems, health crises, work-related stress, or marriage struggles, and any number of things that Satan throws in our way, hoping we'll be overcome. But our battles are God's battles. They're fought in the spiritual realm too. You are a soldier in that battle, chosen to fight for the Lord. But the battle is really his. He leads the way. He goes before you. And his presence and power assures you of victory. Evil is not going to win. God uses everything Satan meant for evil in your life and turns it to good for his glory. This is all about him. So as soldiers, we fight and depend on him to do the rest and provide the victory, just as Joshua and his soldiers did. But look who they had on the top of the hill. Moses, with Aaron and Hur, lifting that staff. We need our own team of believers to be lifting us up in prayer. Moses' staff wasn't just encouragement. When his arms came down, the battle became a losing battle. Many times, or dare I say most of the time, battles in our lives are won or lost in prayer. Who do you have lifting you up before God's throne in prayer? Who can you call when you see a crisis coming? Do you immediately get yourself on their prayer list, or do you try to handle it yourself? And who are you a prayer warrior for? Who calls or texts you when they have a crisis? We need to be like Moses, Aaron, and Hur, that others know they can depend on our prayers when they need them.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.